planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Where do you get off?
Just a couple of people who totally got off, bro.
Hey, show us your basement.
What? No.
It's another
Welcome
episode.
to-
John, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? I'm about to start the episode. What are you...
I thought this was my time. My
no,
turn.
see, this is why we should have just. This is why we talk about these things before we record.
We did though. That's
No, you didn't say you were going to interrupt me.
Oh, so you don't invite me to the
Go
movie
ahead.
and then no. Go ahead. No,
Start it off.
no,
Josh,
no.
please.
It's yours. I misheard. I misunderstood.
All right.
My apologies,
Cool.
sir.
It is another episode of Show Us Your Basement. I am Alberto, joined by Edgar, Eric, and I guess Josh is here too. I don't
Hi
know.
guys. Hi guys. Hello.
This is a good one. This is a special one because we just got done watching Weapons that came out this weekend. This is a movie that has been highly anticipated. It is written, directed by Zach Cregger, same director of Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, you are quoted as having said that the end of Barbarian was dumb and lazy. Correct?
That is correct.
So we're going to go ahead and talk about whether or not Weapons follows in the same steps or not, if it is an improvement. This was a fun experience. Eric, you came along with us to go watch this movie. How does it feel to be back to the movie theaters watching Weapons? This is the first movie you've seen since Romulus, right?
Yeah, it's the first one I've seen since Romulus in the theaters. I tend to stay home and watch movies, obviously, in the comfort of my own home. But it felt really good. I was a little disappointed that I had to sit next to a fucking guy who was kind of like doing the grunting laugh at every little fucking scene.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was like,
I noticed that.
did you
You
hear
noticed
that
that
guy?
too?
I'm like,
Yeah.
and I kind of like peeked over and I noticed there's, 10 seats that are empty next to him and his wife or girlfriend. And he had, I wish he would have just like moved over
Right.
because he was just like, like the whole fucking time, dude.
Not
I'm
only
like,
that, he would
Jesus.
point out shit without
Like little things in the scene.
yeah,
Oh,
like,
there's going on.
yeah. It's like,
I
shut the
honestly,
fuck up.
for a second, I thought that was Eric doing that. I was
Oh,
like,
dude, I was locked the fuck in.
Yeah, he was
All
locked
right,
in.
good.
locked in.
because I didn't want to be like Eric is one of those people who like speaks throughout the movie. There's no way, but no, it's the guy next to you.
Yeah,
It was the fucking guy.
Yeah.
It was that guy next to me.
Yeah.
Fuck, I saw him wearing his. He had his shoes on.
Yes,
didn't
I
he?
know, dude. He had his fucking took his shoes off, and oh my god, he had his big old fucking toes next to mine, and it was just weird.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Josh, you went to go see Weapons?
No, I didn't.
with another woman. Josh, what?
This is my mom.
This was. I was when you told me that this is the last movie you've seen since Romulus. What compelled you to want to go see Weapons?
I think because there was a part of Barbarians that I did really like, the build up to it. We talked about it once before.
Yeah, we
and
did.
so based on a little synopsis that I had read about the movie, I thought, okay, all right, I want to see if we can make an improvement here.
Yeah.
And so I'm really happy that I went. And it was good. That was a fun movie to watch in the theater space. I thought it was fit just right.
I mean, let's get into it. So obviously, Josh, you were not able to join us for this movie, so we're gonna keep this review of Weapons spoiler free as much as we can. We won't give away anything about the ending or anything about like the twists that happen, so that people can go watch this movie. Because honestly, I do recommend people go see this film. Before we really dive into what our thoughts are, I really do think people should go watch Weapons, support your filmmakers, support just film in general.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it, guys. What are your first thoughts? Because we just got done watching it like an hour ago.
Yes, an hour ago.
So we have our thoughts kind of marinated. What do you think?
How are we starting this? How I enjoyed it?
Wherever you think you want to start. Without getting into spoilers, because
Okay.
Josh is here. So we're trying to sell this. We're trying to sell it.
Well, to me,
Or not, I don't know.
it grabs your attention right away with the opening monologue with the a voiceover of a little girl.
No, it's actually isn't?
It sounded like a little girl,
you're
wasn't
right,
it?
yeah,
Or I don't know.
You're right.
The narrator at the beginning telling the tale did sound like a young girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Continue.
So it grabs you since it's like all these kids just got up and left and at a certain time, and you know there's no trace of where they went and so on. You know, and I liked the pacing. Some parts was like, okay, come on, we gotta like.
This is a 2-hour movie. I'm not sure how long Barbarian is. I think it's about the same length, if not maybe just a little shorter. But yeah, it's about a 2-hour.
Would you say it's kind of like Pulp Fiction? Like it jumps
In terms of structure,
structure?
yes, and I'm not the only person that saw that comparison. A lot of people in their reviews that I've seen kind of compared the structure of this film to Pulp Fiction. But that's kind of what you saw in Barbarian as well, where it's kind of you see one thread of the plot and then you switch to another character's POV for the second half of the film. That was something that when you saw Barbarian, Josh, did that were you intrigued by that, where you got to see like the first half of that story and then kind of like reset, and then you saw the second
So my comment, lazy and dumb. I also said that Barbarian was smart and original.
for that first.
Yeah,
Like-
and even that
yeah.
second part, right? You know, there's obviously some elements that kind of turned me off towards the end.
Yeah.
But I would say for the first hour of the movie,
You were hooked.
hour and a half. Yeah. That was the smart and the original. So I guess my question to you guys is, like Barbarian, is this movie smart and original?
Let's.
I think it was definitely smart. I mean, we just got done talking about Pulp Fiction in that comparison, so I wouldn't say original completely, but I think where this movie maybe was a little bit different than Barbarian, as Alberto just said, with the threads are a little bit closer together and maybe more parallel. Maybe that's not the right word, but they were a little bit more in line. Now, to Edgar's point, I think the first two story threads were longer than some of the ones as it progressed with the characters, and there was maybe a little stretch where it felt like, all right, we're going a little bit far with this one. We need to get somewhere next. Like, we need to get to the next stop here. But I don't think it went too far. But I did feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it didn't. I wasn't losing interest.
I
I was
didn't
not
lose
losing interest, but I
Yeah.
was definitely kind of feeling like, all right, we got to get to the next step here.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
So
Yes.
you were like you said off the podcast, you were locked in.
oh, I was locked the fuck in, except for old boy trying to play footsie with me the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
But other than that, locked in. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's what Zach Cregger's really known for with Barbarian and now with Weapons, is he knows how to keep your interest in. And you don't really get to see what the whole plot, not the whole plot, but what really is going down until like, I don't know, maybe like an hour 10 around there. Like that's when you're like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. This
Like
is
I
what's
was telling you a little bit when we were coming over here, without spoiling it because Josh is here. By the title sequence and little imagery throughout the film, it's like, okay, I know what this is about.
You kind of
Okay, hold
figure it
on.
out.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a feeling, I got a hunch real quick when they showed the title. When they put up Weapons, there was something in it that
Yes.
I
The
gravitated
triangle,
to.
right, on the
Yes,
circle?
and I thought right away, okay, this is going to be one of two. There's two paths this is going to go down,
Yeah.
and I was right. It was one of the two that I was thinking of.
Were you like satisfied with where it was going?
Oh, of course, yeah. The moment I saw that, I thought, okay, that speaks to me a certain way.
Yeah.
So I was definitely locked in at that point.
Yeah.
I was. I wasn't sure entirely, but I knew it was going to be one of two that I had in my head right away.
So, Josh, when you saw Barbarian, obviously there were some hints of humor in that film. What did you think? Because it's been a while since we recorded our review about Barbarian. Did you think that it was balanced really well, like the humor with the horror in Barbarian? Or did you not see really much of the humor at all in the film?
No, I thought it was well balanced. What's his face? Justin Long obviously was hilarious. You enjoyed him, and then you hate him. I will say, if you're asking me if the character development was good, right? and if they were taken serious, right?
Yeah.
And the jokes didn't
Like
steer you
take
away.
out of it. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I just didn't like
You didn't like the ending.
the serious moments that
okay.
were supposed to
Okay.
be serious. Obviously, we're not here to talk about Barbarian. That's what turned it off for me.
Yeah.
I guess my question to you guys, first off, is just to kind of pick your brain. Some have said this is a thriller. Some have said this is a horror.
Yeah.
Is it a thriller with horror elements, or would you say this is a horror movie?
I've seen people even say that it's like a straight up like horror comedy, like Prisoners, but if it was funny, they were saying. And I've never seen Prisoners, so I don't really know the comparison to that.
Prisoners with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, they were saying it was kind of like that, but if it was injected with some humor in it.
Interesting. Okay.
That's a good question, though. It definitely had some horror elements. I feel like it's one of those movies where you can't go like 10 to 15 minutes without somewhat of like a jump scare, something that kind of startles you. That, it had those, but it kind of like was smart. Would you say it was kind of like smart jump scares?
The jump scares were good. It definitely had like comedic elements, but I didn't feel like it felt more organic kind of to the storyline and the scenes that were happening. There were moments where there was like, I think that the feel in the theater, people were laughing more than I was. There was like, I'm just like, I didn't see the funniness in that, but I can understand like a little bit, but I think they blended it really well together and it wasn't forced. Like the comedic part didn't feel like they were trying to jam it down your throat. It was very like naturally like, Josh Brolin's like, what the fuck? Kind of like that just felt like a natural
Something
organic,
you would say. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so it was funny, but it wasn't funny because I thought it was like stand-up comedy funny. It was just like
It's something you would say. In real life.
Relatable.
yeah, very relatable in that regard. So yes, some other parts though, I'm like, I don't know if this is like funny or not. I think it's like jarring a little bit, but that was just how I reacted, I guess.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that anything Josh Brolin
Yeah.
is has to be golden, right? He is such
Yeah,
a
dude,
fucking
man.
great actor, and obviously
I was telling Edgar that Pedro Pascal was actually supposed to play Josh Brolin's character, and something happened, scheduling conflict. Josh Brolin came in, and I was telling Edgar, I'm glad that it was Josh Brolin in this role because I couldn't see anyone else playing this role other than him. I think he did an excellent job, as well as the main actress. I think her name is Julia Garner, who was also in Fantastic Four. So
She's also known in the show Ozark.
Ozark, yeah,
That's where she's really
and
known.
Wolfman.
That's right. She's
And
great in
Wolfman.
that film too.
Great.
Yeah. So I mean, kind of steering away from the humor or the comedy. Edgar, what did you think? Did you think it was horror? Do you think it was more thriller?
I say thriller with a sprinkle of horror.
Horror? Is that what you think as well, Eric? Or?
Yeah, it was definitely thriller with the horror element. Like I said, I think the comedic stuff, they just wrote it well.
Right?
Like they just blended it into where it was organic. So I didn't feel like it was comedy.
Yeah.
Barbarian had like B actors in it. Is it fair to say that?
Kind of, yeah, like unknown.
like
actors,
unknown.
yeah.
Even though what's his face?
Skarsgård was in it.
Yeah.
He's in it. I don't think he's like an A actor. I feel like he's still.
Yeah, but he also wasn't like marketed as much.
That's
in
right.
The film.
He wasn't. He's
So,
not that big.
Yeah.
How was the casting in this? I feel like this is a
this is
heavy hitter actors. You know.
No, yeah, it was. I think it was well casted. Benedict Wong was in here too. He did a great job.
Great actor.
He's really a lot of scenes with him that were like one particular sequence might have been in the trailer. You may have seen it, but very unsettling. Probably the most like intense part of the movie. I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that was really like that added the horror element for sure, and like that on your toes, like holy shit, the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was well casted. Everyone did such a great job. I think Julia Garner was like really the highlight for me. I think I really bought into her character and into her like just being as confused as everyone, but being ostracized by like the rest of the town, and she's kind of like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Yeah, I mean, what did you guys think? What did you think of the casting?
I thought the casting was really good, and I kind of told you guys before. I intentionally detached myself from watching trailers,
Yeah, that's
going
right.
down
You did
rabbit
say
holes.
that.
So
Yep.
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know Josh Brolin was going to show up in this movie. When he showed up, I was like, damn. I like how they did not oversaturate the movie with him. They balanced the characters really well, so you didn't get too much of one over the other. So they all got to play a pretty good role and play their part, and it was enjoyable from that point. I like how in the beginning of the movie they were introduced, you hear the narrating of the child telling the story, and you see the characters that are going to be in the movie, but they don't show their faces right away.
Yes,
It's interesting. They really masked that. And Josh Brolin's character, you didn't even realize that was going to be him in the beginning of that movie, in the opening scene where they're all kind of in the gym and they're having like a meeting with the parents. And there's like, you just hear a guy, he just sounds like a random person. And he's like he's a little bit blurred out. He's there. I had no clue they were going to circle back to that. And it was going to be him. That was very, very well done. Very well. Very well.
I agree. Yeah. Before we get into like the ending of the film without spoiling it, because I do think we should touch on it just a little bit, because there is, so like with Barbarian, once it starts to reach the climax, Josh, you were saying that you just couldn't really get into how they executed it towards the end. It had the same level of absurdity with this one, where at some point you're just either in it or you're taking out of it, right? Like when shit started really going down. What did you guys think of how they executed the climax, the ending of the film?
That shit was a 360 for me.
Yeah.
It took
in a good way?
in a good way.
I thought it was executed better than Barbarian, for sure. And now, to his point, it had a similar... The DNA of Barbarian was there on how this ended.
Oh, yes.
But
Yeah, you and I are on the same page with Barbarian.
yes, I'm with you. It was like for me, it was like a letdown. But I didn't feel as let down, although it did. The DNA was there for like very awkward, kind of absurd. But it was done quickly.
Yeah.
It was not drawn out, so you didn't have to kind of like live through it for very long. You were just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
But they kind of had this. The way they topped it off was like, whoa, like, and everybody in that theater felt it, which I like, because that's the emotion you feel from the crowd. Like it delivered like that shock value, and I think it definitely got people.
It did, and everybody was just laughing, almost like it was a comedy. And it felt, without giving too much away, felt like, oh shit, like this was, I don't know, for me, really, like, it paid off, like how it ended. And I think, kind of like Eric was saying, you don't stay on it for too long, because you have to go back to the other characters and what's going on with them and stuff like that. So I think it got tied up better than Barbarian, because looking back at it, having seen Barbarian twice, the way Barbarian ends is pretty much sort of just like, that's it, right? And it kind of feels like that's the fucking exclamation point. We're done. We're out of here. With this one, it feels a little bit more like a nice kind of like they wrapped a bow on it. And I was like, that's it. So I think the ending was.
I thought it was gonna be the parents.
Well, giving too much away.
That's it. That's it. Just you can get a feel. It was like when he did the whole thing, and and when that thing, and when
the thing happened,
how long did it take you to kind of realize what was going on? Like, what were you like when you're watching? You're like trying to figure out, okay, what's going on here?
It happened when we are with the principal, and we get introduced to basically the character that's behind everything, and then that's when I'm like,
right.
Okay,
but I felt like I knew exactly what that character was all about.
Even before she was in.
Well, they
introduced her.
No, they introduced her, but I knew my mind went right to one thing, one particular thing about the character.
Yeah.
And I was right, like of exactly of what it was doing.
Yeah,
and it didn't ruin it. I was like, oh, So I felt like. I don't think a lot of other people in that theater had a clue what was going on, but
it's interesting. Like, okay, so have you, Josh? You've seen Long Legs, right?
I have not.
You have not seen Long Legs?
I have not seen that.
Eric, have you seen Long Legs?
I have not seen Long Legs.
Okay, so Long Legs. Do you mind if I spoil just like? Well, you know that Nicolas Cage is like the main villain, right? Of
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
So there's a moment in Long Legs where you finally get the reveal of Nicolas Cage's character, and it either makes or breaks the movie for you because of how he like looks, the imagery of like, because they were building up on it for so long, and they're just like, oh, this is crazy. They have to blur it in the trailers because of how fucking disgusting and whatever horrifying he looks. They kind of did something similar here, where you're introduced to a character, and you're just like, oh shit, this is the person, and you're either intimidated or you're not intimidated. You're like buying into it, or you're not buying into it. Did you feel that, or were you just like,
The first part you said like, so this is
it.
this is
This is it.
Okay.
Yeah, but you were still.
Well, I was still into it. Yeah.
Any negatives, Eric? What did you think?
I think I'm still settling a little bit. I don't really have any negatives off the top of my head. This wasn't anything real mind blowing. Like what was? I'm trying to avoid like saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid the spoiler part, but without ruining what this character was, it wasn't anything.
Yeah.
Super creative or that you haven't seen before. Exactly, that's it. It's not something you've not ever seen before, but I still thought they did it well. I mean, I would say that's what it is. When you go back and look, you're like, okay, well, this is what it was the whole time. Like, there's nothing groundbreaking about it. Nothing groundbreaking about it. So you could go down. Again, I wish Josh had seen this because I'd love to know how you felt.
Yeah.
But you. Kind of what you're talking about being lazy and dumb. You could say, well, that's kind of lazy to think like that's all it was. But I think that they executed it really well by masking what was going on. Like they really had you going there. The build-up was like, what is happening here? It's funny what you said to me before we started recording. You kind of asked me, you're like, hey, is it this? And I remember thinking like, I think a lot of people may have thought that. Like, I don't want to say it out loud, but anyway.
Okay. Edgar, any negatives on this movie?
2, but it doesn't kill the movie for
Like
me.
little things?
It's a little bit long.
Okay. Yeah. That is certainly something that...
And I would say the cop's character was not necessary in
his like story thread.
his story.
I also didn't see narratively where
It was
why
going
he
to go
was in there.
until the end when he runs into that.
He was really kind of just like a crony.
Basically,
He
yeah.
was just sort of just like there to be there.
Well, but I see where you're going with that. But the way his character tied into with the drug addict was pretty good.
That one,
because you're thrown off a little bit when he gets caught up in some police brutality shit that's not. And we're gonna ruin the movie.
Yeah.
But it involves that other character, the druggy character. But he's kind of important because he's the one that is fucking around and goes into the house and starts to figure out what's going on. And then I thought his character was great. So I think his played well with that guy, even though he wasn't really important to a few of the other characters. I mean, he had the affair going on, but that wasn't like a huge deal. But I thought that they tied his role in pretty well, and he kind of was just, we're gonna throw. It felt like we needed an extra,
a little.
Yes, we need to have somebody that the people watching the film can relate to. That's going to be involved in the climax a little bit.
It's also kind of reminds me of a little bit of Barbarian with Bill Skarsgård character, where you think he's going to be the villain of the movie. In this case, the police officer you think is going to be the one that saves the day, and then obviously when you continue seeing the movie, But I think I agree with Edgar in terms of any negatives. It might just be the fact that it was a bit on the longer side, and I do also think that certain plot threads, like I think it could have just been shaved off. If this was like an hour and 40, I think it would have been even better.
Right. Okay, length. I agree with the length because, to your point, there was some moments where it felt like we're getting stretched out here.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
But at the end of the day, I do think everything was still really well done. I think the director was building up to something, and I think it paid off, in my opinion.
So, Zach
Zach Cregger.
Zach Cregger has 3 legitimate movies, I believe.
What's the other one?
Miss March, which bombed. It was rated one of the worst movies of all time.
Really?
I like that movie.
Barbarian.
No.
Weapons. What's crazy, I think Miss March came out in I was reading 2009.
Dude, it's about that guy goes into coma because his girlfriend's a playboy. You remember that one?
Oh shit! You actually did know that movie.
Really? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
He was being serious. Right?
No, I thought it was joking. Do you really like that movie?
No, I don't like it, but I seen it.
I was like, damn.
I seen it. I just still like.
Oh.
And I was actually looking at a lot of his shorts and TV shows that he's done.
He's like in a sketch show, wasn't he?
He does a lot of comedy, you know. So I see why he does a lot of comedy elements in his horror.
Yeah.
Do you think he has the key to horror? He's the guy.
Oh, good question, Art.
Oh, you want me to answer it?
Well, he answered it himself on a TikTok.
Please continue. With,
he does say that I do come from a background of comedy.
Yeah.
But if you look at the major horror directors also came from
Comedy.
Jordan Peele,
John Krasinski,
and him have a background in comedy, and somehow they lean into horror.
It's because a lot of what people say is that comedy and horror are all about timing, right? And that's kind of what's interesting about those two genres, that they kind of almost mesh together in a way, if done correctly. I think that's why Jordan Peele's films are really well done, because he has come from a background of comedy. He knows how to set up something and then the punchline.
Yeah.
He does the same thing with horror, and I think that Zach Cregger does the same thing.
Well,
Maybe to a lesser extent.
You guys know what his next project is, right?
Resident Evil. Yep.
Well, after watching this film, he's definitely, his trajectory is, you could see the improvement from, I did not see Miss March, but I did see Barbarian, and now this, he's definitely going this way. After this one, I've got a lot more confidence in whatever he's got down the road. Now, he could end up, I don't want to say he's got a unique taste, sort of like M. Night Shyamalan. He's got a unique flavor. I'm not saying he's like his films, but he's got that unique flavor where it's either going to go way up, or he could easily come back down and be like, "What did we just watch?" Like that. He has that.
I agree.
There's a feeling there, like this is either going to get really good or it could just be really bad, because he wants to push the envelope on what he's doing clearly with with the story threads, the twists, the weird weird shit that's going on. I don't want to spoil anything, but the shit that's going on in this is it's not what you see in most movies now, which I like. So
I appreciate it too. I think I respect that he's taking these huge swings, and I know it's not going to connect with a lot of people, but you kind of, I don't know, that's the reason why you go to the movie theaters, right? For those really unique setups. They might not be original, but it may be unique, and that's why you go to the movie theaters. You see something like Weapons. Do you guys even know why it was called Weapons?
Because there's whatnot.
It's like
they referenced it a couple times in the movie. I know that Josh Brolin's character did make a comment about the way in which the children are running out the door. This isn't going to ruin anything because it's established immediately in the movie, but the way that the children are running from the houses during the opening monologue, he speaks to it later, and he uses a word. He talks about them looking like they're weaponized. I don't know if that's why it was called Weapons, but they did reference it. So
I mean, I was telling Edgar this when we were kind of on our way here, was like, I kind of like that it's just called Weapons, and you're just kind of scratching your head, because once you do find out what it really is, what it's about, you're like, why the fuck was it called Weapons? Same thing with like Barbarian. It's like, you kind of have an idea why it's called Barbarians, because is it referencing like the creature? Is it referencing the fact that like men can be pretty barbaric? But you don't really know why it's called Barbarian. It's just called Barbarian. But you just go to the movie theater thinking like, let's find out what this is all about. I think you need more filmmakers like that.
Well, it's like the one word titled movie. Who does that? M. Night Shyamalan. He's got a lot like that, right? Old. There was one called Old. Devil. Split, Signs. I mean, that's exactly what he does. That's what I mean. Like, there's a little bit of that DNA there. Well, that's a double.
Trap.
Oh,
Yeah, but most of his movies are just a single titled word that you do kind of leave because you don't have much to go on when it's just one word. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
what does that mean? You know?
Yeah, I agree. So, if we were to give it a ranking, I guess I'd give it a grade. What would
hey, give it the
what?
give it the tier ranking.
You want to give it the tier ranking?
We don't do numbers on this show.
Okay, all right, okay. If we were going to rank this, tier it, what would you put it at?
Good.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Eric.
Well,
Right
you titled this podcast and gave it the tier system.
Yeah.
So I'm shocked you're swaying away from your own creation.
This guy right here.
This was in the good. I would say very good.
Yeah.
Good. I would put it as good. Very good.
tier.
Like
Like
high good. Not greatness, but we could see something that could be greatness. Because again, remember, this isn't the ending to this movie. It wasn't some groundbreaking thing going on here.
I'm gonna give it a B plus. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably say also show us your goodness. I think I agree with Eric. I think it's like a high goodness as well. Did this sell you on it, or you were already gonna watch this movie?
I plan on watching it, guys. It's just last minute, and thanks, guys, for so fucking last minute. All right.
We gave you like a 3-day notice.
Yeah, we did.
3-day notice, I believe. Any questions you have for us, Josh, for the movie? Do you have anything else that you're just kind of, or you're ready to go?
Let's get to the next, gentlemen.
All
All right. Well, that's
was
been
our
our
review.
review for Weapons. If you guys enjoyed this type of like episode format where we review newer releases, go ahead and comment down below. Tell us you want us to keep doing this, because there are some movies coming out later this year that I think would be kind of nice to go and do this kind of experience again. Go to the movie theater, watch a film, and then come back and review it. Eric, this was your suggestion, Eric. You wanted us to do this for
Yeah, and I thought it was really
this.
good.
I
do too. It's like a fresh thing. Like nobody's seen it. Nobody has kind of really any idea what to expect. I like that, and then we don't have a whole lot of time to overthink it. Just kind of say what we need to say about it. And go Birds, right?
Go Birds. That's been Show Us Your Basement. Go Birds.